This is a teachable moment. I'm giving you guys the ammunition to rise up against the people and we attack foolishness about Mr. Paul Buchanan case. Apka Fitz Henley and all of them. Listen to the lawyer, ladies and gentlemen.
So when it went to the Supreme Court, the judge heard the evidence, heard the case, legal argument, and we're now hearing issues about time. Time, that is to say, they are raising the point about one, issue of file election petition rather than going to the constituted authority. Can you believe that? And two, saying that.
So they are questioning why never file a petition instead of going to the constituted authority. Right? That's what they are saying. Let's continue.
Time is now run out because the life of the constituted authority is supposed to be 6 months after the election is announced and the election code. But we say that argument is untenable.
Yes.
Because listen why it is untenable.
So they are saying 6 months, the life of the constituted authority is 6 months after the election. So if the case is dragged out and not happening in 6 months, he cannot do anything again because of time. Listen to the argument of the lawyer.
Tell us.
If you find, and they had to find in my view, that the man supplied all this information to the constituted authority and they ignored it, refused to send it to the election court, their action is regarded as a nullity.
So the action of the constituted authority for not doing the lawful thing by sending Mr. Paul Buchanan's case to the election court. Listen when him said that is called, ladies and gentlemen.
And supplied all this information to the constituted authority and they ignored it, refused to send it to the election court, their action is regarded as a nullity.
A nullity.
That is to say, a breach of law.
So a nullity is a breach of law. The constituted authority breached the law by ignoring all of the very egregious breaches that Mr. Paul Buchanan gathered the evidence for, ladies and gentlemen. On can't say, me not come give you some value in this live stream today around the topic where we really want to dive in. See, what them do? They erred in law. So now Mr. Buchanan is suffering injustice because of the error of the constituted authority. This case should have been in front of the election court. And if it had been there, Andrew HOLNESS couldn't have him see it and they know it. And I believe that is people and link when link with the link will make the link stink cause this up. Jordan Craskill, big up yourself, General. Are the same version that you tweeted something? Big up yourself, big up yourself. People, you need to check out Jordan Craskill on Twitter. I do one video the other day and post it on my page. Just I read out all of the atrocities of the government. Yo, may I tell you, Bridget, legendary. Yo.
They ignored it, refused to send it to the election court. Their action is regarded as a nullity.
A nullity.
That is to say, a breach of law. And where your action is deemed to be a nullity, what nullity means is null and void and of no effect. So what you do means that you didn't do anything in law. So it is powerless.
Powerless.
Yes, therefore,
the ruling of the constituted authority against Mr. Paul Buchanan is not lawful. So it's annulled. So it's of no effect. That is what he's going to file. He's going to now file a motion about the breaches them now, which he's doing right now, to make the election null and void because of those same breaches that are factual breaches that the court recognized and the lawyer of the Attorney General, which is a legal advisory body for all ministries of government. You have to understand how strong Mr. Paul Buchanan case is. Do not let them fool you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let them fool you.
Time could not start to run from that time. That's our position.
Yes.
Because time does not run against a nullity.
So because they erred in law, the argument about time is thrown out the window. By law, it was not a lawful ruling. You understand what I'm dealing with? Yeah, if it goes, thank you very much, Jordan. If it goes to the Privy Council, it is going to embarrass the entire Jamaica Labour Party. It is going to, and I listen, I have interviewed Mr. Paul Buchanan, and he's been on record saying that persons have tried to, offer him money to drop the case. You never know that, mommy? Yes, Mr. Paul Buchanan said it on my platform and other people's platform as well. That they tried, people have been coming to him and him run them when I say, yo, mind me sending no to prison. Him man say, I'm not retreating, I'm not surrendering. I'm not sell out. This is for the youth, them. This is for democracy. Because if Andrew Holness is allowed to get away with this, just forget about democracy. Forget about elections. All of it is going to be programmed to continue the status quo. I forget justice. Paul Buchanan, I forget justice. The people of West Central, I forget justice. Justice has to be served. You understand? The people in the area, you can listen to them. Tika talk, Odin talk. Everybody down there. When election come, the area them was strong in a PMP and be an intimidation run. And the people them don't come out. Because of Paul Buchanan, the people them come out to vote. You understand? The people them come out to vote, ladies and gentlemen. And Paul Buchanan say when Andrew see the people them get chichi, him know say when I go lose. And come out there with police and so a polling station. He dey on video. Nobody not tell no lie upon him. And the people in video and cuss him out. Ask them what they do so. Enough for them time. All these things happened. They were breaches. Big up Mr. Will Rattigan. Did you guys know that at a polling station about 100 yards from the polling station should be clear? The street should be clear on both sides. There should be nobody wearing party colors. Mr. Will Rattigan has played multiple videos at polling station with the people in a green and a go on with themselves. It is a breach of the Roper Act. 25 feet, thank you very much. Something like that. 25 feet or 100 meters or something like that. It should be clear. Nobody should be standing there. Nobody should be crowding it. It should be easy for the people who can drive through, come forth without any intimidation and go about their business. And that was not the case. But listen, I understand, ladies and gentlemen, because Mr. Paul Buchanan had said as well, that it is David against Goliath in this way. He has the system locked. You understand? Him have the connection, him have everything. But I'm telling you, the truth has to be spoken either way. It is important that we put it on the record how serious. History will not be kind to Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. It will not be. The truth has to rise up above it all. It has to.
Because when something is null and void, years after it could be challenged.
Yes.
You follow me? Just like what happened in the case in Grenada when Bernard Code and those men were convicted and sentenced for the death of Maurice Bishop and those. You remember that case?
Yes, I remember that case.
And they were convicted and sentenced. And about 17 years after, they made an application to the court, which ended up in the Privy Council, to say that the sentence that was imposed on them was unconstitutional because they were deprived the right of natural justice. They were not given a chance to mitigate before they were sentenced. And the Privy Council agreed with them and quashed the sentence.
So, what happened today in the court?
So Jamaica, when you hear that, 17 years after, because of a nullity, a case brought up back, and the people will bring up back the case. Them win the case. Argument done. That's what I wanted to explain, which is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Do not follow up on the labor right them. This case with Mr. Buchanan is extremely serious. The breaches are extremely serious. And if you are a patriot of this country, right? What is a patriot? Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's go to that, ladies and gentlemen. What is a patriot? Patriot, meaning a patriot is a person who loves, supports, and defends their country. Alright? If you love your country, the standards of your country has to be the standards of your country and the reputation of your country has to be protected. An election, if it is even in one constituency, especially the Prime Minister of Jamaica, if that election was not done fairly, ladies and gentlemen, it does not bode well on the reputation of your country. You cannot hold up your head high when free and fair and democratic elections is not something that is taking place. So as a patriot of the country, as somebody that loves the country and supports the country and defends the country, I have to defend the country against all enemies of the state, foreign or domestic. And in this case, legally, the Jamaica Labour Party are an enemy of the state. Because if they were patriots of the country and not of their party alone, they are patriots of the Jamaica Labour Party, but they are not patriots of their country. If they were patriots of their country, they would have told Andrew Wheatley that he has to resign because it's the honorable thing to do. They would have told Andrew Holness it's time for him to resign because it's the honorable thing for them to do. And especially with this case, looking at the breaches, any patriot would say, no man, it doesn't matter which politician do this. If you are PMP, no matter which politician involved, if the tables were turned, ladies and gentlemen, I would have the same energy because I am a patriot. It's not what you do, all the time, It's also how you do it. So it's not if you win, it's how you win. And in this case, fairness. There wasn't a free and fair election, ladies and gentlemen, in the constituency of Andrew Holness, based off the multiplicity, big word, based off the multiplicity of breaches in this particular situation. I mean, I talk about some serious breach. Right now, anytime we get Mr. Paul Buchanan and God willing and in lawyer, I want to get in the pen and paper. Because we have to start write down them things. Because sometimes when they talk, you see when they put up one piece of paper with the thing them and write it down, and people can look and say, outside, then that's so much something. No, man, me never know say it this serious. Yes, it was this serious. And you have to remember, nobody is not questioning if the breaches occurred, There's no question. Nobody can challenge the breaches. They are factual. They have been recognized in court as to be factual. And that is the only bottom line. There's no other argument that should be had. These things happen. It is wrong. It goes against ROPA. It goes against the Constitution. It goes against the law. And any honorable person, I wouldn't want to win something and it is said that I did not win it fairly. Me I give it back. Let's do a do-over. Me want honor to stay upon my name. Andrew Holness doesn't care, ladies and gentlemen, how he wins. He just wants to win. Listen man, he have a wrong type of pride. No, you have. I believe there's. And this is my belief. I believe there's something called righteous pride. Yeah, man. Proud to do the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. Defending your reputation. No wanting any mix up in a certain things. Let's clear the air. I said it before and I'll say it again. When the Integrity Commission report came out about Andrew HOLNESS, if Andrew HOLNESS was sure that he was not guilty of anything, he would have left. He would have dealt with it expeditiously. Big word again. Expeditiously means quickly. Janet, how are you doing? He would have dealt with it expeditiously. Big up TI. I feel more that, expeditiously. Right? He would have dealt with it, ladies and gentlemen, and returned like the prodigal son if he was not guilty. But what has Andrew HOLNESS done? He has decided to ask the court to remove illicit enrichment altogether. Andrew HOLNESS has no intention of explaining his wealth. And I believe he cannot. Adjoy, how you doing? Heaven sent, big up. I believe he cannot, ladies and gentlemen. He cannot come up with a legal explanation as to how he made his money. I believe he cannot. And that is why he's doing all the things he's doing against the Integrity Commission. That's my belief based off his own actions. Because if me no say, me innocent. A simple thing. Yo, listen, man, this is all a misunderstanding. Here's the information. I'm clean. Done it done. But he can't do that, or he refuses to. Remember the other day I put out a video with Mr. Will Rattigan. Two of them, part 1 and part 2. Make sure someone watch it upload, ladies and gentlemen. Recently, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Check them out. Right? And the man said, look at this affidavit from Mr. As a matter of fact, I have it in. Hold on there. I actually have it. Let me see if I can find the specific part. But me I look for, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I actually have it. A page where this says 67. See if I page 67. Mr. Andrew HOLNESS served Prime Minister. He was last elected, blah, blah, blah. Let me show you what I go on. Let me show you what I go on. Let me show you what I go on, ladies and gentlemen. This is the affidavit, right? For Craig Beresford, right? Let me see if I can find the table of contents, if there's any. So basically, Andrew HOLNESS gave them new information. He gave them new information that he didn't give them before, right? About all different types of assets that he had. And because of this, you know, the body basically had to say to him that, see that these things, these assets have either been sold or made further investments. Cash Plus, Omega Bridge, 1999. I believe I write that. The Leader Taxi. Alright, so I write that, man. Alright, that's so. Alright. Undeclared business assets, investments, and income and liabilities. The following disclosures were made in the Financial Journal to the Commission related to business activities, investment and incomes and personal loans not previously declared. This is it. Anybody that has the affidavit, if you want it, we can send it to you. I don't know if you do a WhatsApp. If you don't want the affidavit, page 17, right? Page 17 says, undeclared business assets, investment, and income liabilities. These were not previously declared. Andrew Holness did not disclose this information with the Integrity Commission at the initial stages of the investigation. One of them was the Premium Group Limited. Prior to the June 1998 election, Mr. Holness was employed as a special assistant to Mr. Siaga and managed his business Premium Group Limited, a position he held until September 2000. Of the note, income from this employer was not declared for December 2000. So this information was not declared December 2000, ladies and gentlemen. When was Andrew Holness statutory? When did it come out? The 2001, 2000, no. Andrew Holness declaration came out 2020. Alright? So this was not declared in a 2000. We are back in a 2000? Damn. So from them time, they never talk about this particular job and the money we make from it. Wow. Wow.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal.
Jamaica. Andrew Holness never declared this from 2000, December 2000. Of note, income from this employer was not declared for December 2000. Not my word. See them on the screen. Sunshine Mobile Company Limited. Mr. Holness noted that he was involved in the taxi business before his entry in representational politics. Owned 3 motor cars. Then hold on. He said buy 2 taxi. But this a document say a 3. And his father say no 3. His father say a 30. And him have some funny wharf. No, sir. No, Jamaica.
What can go so? Emotional damage. Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
Jamaica. No, Jamaica. No. Something wrong. What's up, Miss Birdie? Something wrong, Jamaica. Something is very, very wrong with this picture. Andrew Holness say he owned 3 motor cars, which he contracted to Sunshine Mobile Limited after Mr. Holness registered the Leader taxi service. Has anybody ever drove in the Leader taxi service? He had as many as 8 cars operating in Sunshine Mobile Company. In November 2000, Jamaica, in a day time, they still no money, you know? For your own 8 car, you know? And what kind of money Andrew Holness in a work at Mr. Edward Siaga Premium Group Limited? And what kind of money when I work there so for your own 3 car? In a 2000, in a them time there, and he go on to say he had as many as 8 cars operating in Sunshine Mobile. But hold on, oh, your father say a 30 car, but you say a 8 or so. So you're not supposed to add the rest of car them to you. You're supposed to add all your assets to your statutory declaration. So what is going on here? In November 2000, Mr. Holness indicated that he agreed to purchase Sunshine Mobile Company from the then owner Bob Buchanan on the following terms. The purchase price of the business would be $1,440,000 payable in weekly installments of $15,000 until complete. Mr. Buchanan debt to Mr. Holness loan company Omega Bridge Finance would be written off. So Jamaica, the person where Andrew Holness buy the property from has a debt with a company where Andrew Holness loan money to people. No man, this is incredible. This is, let me read that again. Mr. Buchanan's debt, that are the person Andrew buy the company from him. Sunshine Mobile Company. Mr. Buchanan's debt to Mr. HOLNESS loan company Omega Bridge Finances would be written off. So Andrew HOLNESS not only had cars on the road, Andrew HOLNESS had company lending money. Andrew, where you get so much money from? You couldn't pay your students loan, Andrew. Where you find so much money from before you go in a representational politics that you could have loaned people money? Hold on there. Hold on. Breaks. No, man. Something right. Timeline is important, you know. Timeline is important. Let me Google something real quick, ladies and gentlemen. When did Andrew HOLNESS enter representational politics? Enter representational politics, and what was his income? Hold on. What was his income? Let's read. So Andrew HOLNESS entered representational politics in 1997 when he was the first elected as member of parliament for the constituency West Central at age 25. What kind of money when I make? Historically and starting income in 1997. Initially when he started entering representational politics, his declared net worth was reported to be around Jamaican 350,000 in 1998. Alright. That I net worth. Ministerial salary during his tenure as Minister of Education 2011 to 2007 to 2011, his base salary was average $5.2 million per year. So hold on. Let me look for something else. Oh, my calculator the right answer. 350,000. So 350,000, how much when I get that for a year or for 1 month? Most 1 year in 1997. Money the chunk then time there, you know. Times this by 12. Let me see. No man, Andrew ain't make so much money them that time. Laurie, you know what you doing? You ain't make so much money them that time. If you wanna get 350,000 1998, you wanna make 4 million. No sir. At 350,000 a year that man. 350,000 a year, almost a year. 350,000 a year, let me see. If it makes sense. 350,000 divided by 12. So a $4 million Andrew when I make $4.2 million a year in 1997 as a minister. No sir, hold on, something alright. But just ask them, I try and make sense of this thing. Oh, you find so much money. $29,166 a month. 29,000 a whole heap of money still in 1998, you know? No lies told, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot of money. Hey, mommy. Yeah, I'm a reference. Look here. Look here now. Give me a second. $29,000 in 1998. Now, what heap of money that? What you could have buy? $29,000 in 1998. Think back. It was $100 to fully trolley when I go to the supermarket in 1998. $29,000. Somebody say my bad man. Come off of my page. Oh, this is idiot, man. Come off of my page, man. Come off of my page. That is so labor right to say. That is so labor right to say. When you earn my tax dollars, you can't call me bad man if you can't explain your wealth to me. You can't tell me if you make your money legally, but you are lawmaker and a lot of people who make money illegally. No. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. So if indeed the Prime Minister is making his money illegally, him fit a prison. Talking about bad man where? Him fi go prison, just like the scammer them fi go prison, just like the police them we are thief fi go prison, just like the pastor we are thief fi go prison, the man them we are rap, them fi go prison. What you talking about, bad man? Very easy, man. You worship man. We don't worship man. Something is not adding up here, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to, and then here we go on. See? Mr. Buck, he have a loan company named Omega Bridge Finance. Mr. HOLNESS would take control of the business and become managing director, a role he assumed by January 2001. And all shares will be transferred to Mr. HOLNESS on the payment of the last weekly installment for the company. Mr. HOLNESS said he managed this company until 2005 when it was wound up and the assets sold. Alright? He said the company was not officially transferred to him as the owner died before the deal was finalized. So Jamaica, it gets even more bizarre. Right? He managed the company until 2005. He's telling the integrity. This is Andrew Wallace attack. I say, I own statement. This, the deal got wound up and the assets sold. He said the company was not officially transferred to him as the owner died before the deal was finalized. Mr. HOLNESS noted that the business was mainly cash-based and estimated average yearly income of $10,272,000 Jamaica, which taxi service in a Jamaica are going so good in a 1998, where you are make $10.2 million. That means no other taxi service now run, no other taxi now compete on the road. Are you alone around taxi? And fear never so expensive them the time because the dollar was strong. Only hear how much my mother said. If you full up the basket at the supermarket, one old trolley, $100. So if that is the price you pull up a basket, can you imagine how much your bus fare is? $20 and $10 Jamaica in a 1998. If for so much, if you go here and there, the man said the estimated cash value of the company, the taxi company, was $10.27 million. Right? 100 Jamaican dollar could have full up your basket in 1998. And my mother know because she was the one that went to the supermarket. She has seen the changes of time when it comes to the strength of the dollar, of the Jamaican dollar in the supermarket. You don't want to know if life change and different? Ask the mothers that stretch the money. Ask the mothers that stretch the money at supermarket, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew HOLNESS claimed that in this time he was making $10.27 million per year. See, make go back to the date, you know. From 2001. From 2001. My God. Here's more, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. HOLNESS explained that this business was registered in June 1999 with his wife, Juliet HOLNESS, as the main shareholder and 2 members of his constituency executive as shareholder and director. He indicated that he was neither a registered director nor a shareholder, as he was advised against this level of exposure. Hold on there. This business continued operating until 2005, when the operation was wound up and the assets sold. Of note, this business was interlinked in Sunshine Mobile, to whom the Ladder's motor vehicles were contracted between 1999 and 2005. Delado owned 7 to 14 motor cars and 2 minibuses. But Andrew, your father said, when he did graduate and him come, you tell him say you own 30 taxi and some depend the wharf. So were you lying to your father, or is your father lying to you? Lying about what you said? Which is it? Jamaica, none of this makes any sense, it's my point. And something is not right.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell you about them.
I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen. You don't really have to do nothing, you know. Andrew Holness' own statements, if you are doing critical thinking, it has put enough doubt on his own case by his own admissions for you to come to your own conclusion, because public perception is a thing. Nobody did this to Andrew Holness. All the documents in that affidavit, he's the one that told the Integrity Commission about them, ladies and gentlemen. He omitted them before and he bring forth the information afterwards. So all the numbers was off because of him. Amen? Amen. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody now like Andrew. Here, like, share, and subscribe.